Robert Jeffries, and I'm a kayaker. I was 13 when Paul approached me. I was the quickest junior sprinter in Yorkshire, as well as the highest ranked junior marathon paddler in Yorkshire as well. And I'd just become involved in wild water racing, which became the first World Championships I went to.
Well, Robert, lovely guy, and this is from the first year that I photographed him in 2007. As you can see, sort of puppy fat and very sort of sheepish, quite shy and withdrawn. Yeah, I mean, it was really nice to see how he developed as he grew older, not only in his attitude, because his attitude quite quickly became really self-confident and assertive, and you know, it didn't take long before the angled jawline came about, and a much more sort of self-assured person, and that again sort of carried on as we went through the years.
He'd always ask my opinion of where I wanted to stand, and he'd let me just produce a pose from just being natural standing there. He'd always come to any event that I was at. He came to a house to take a couple there, and then he's gone all the way as far as South Wales to take pictures of me.
You know, sport was a very important part of my life as growing up. I had sort of quite a chaotic home life, and football was a great way for me to escape. As I grew up and I got more into photography, eventually went off to college to do a degree in photography. It sort of felt only natural to do things that are actually close to me, and then the sport played quite a big part in the way I grew up. I sort of then started to look at how sport shaped my life, and then to see how it worked with other people as well. And that sort of led to me working on a project which was to photograph sort of amateur sports people, because basically I wanted to photograph sport as it was in the parks and recreation grounds and sort of sports clubs and that. Well, just after I sort of finished this project, it was announced that we'd won the bid for the Olympics. You know, it just almost felt like a natural progression. As the actual Olympic Games were about 6 years away at that point, I sort of realised that a lot of the people that were going to be competing in the Olympics were going to be just starting out on their athletic careers. So it seemed like a really good idea to make contact with these people and see where they started and to look to see where they ended up, sort of thing. And I suppose at the beginning the idea was to sort of see if I could see who was going to be great, who would make it to the Olympics. This is a portrait of Rosie Bancroft that I took in 2008, and it won the National Portrait Prize, which I was very, very chuffed about. As with every photograph you take, you know, the photography gods have got to be on your side, and in this case they were well and truly on my side. I went to the swimming baths early that day, got there about an hour early, and of course when you go to these sporting events, it's chaos. You know, there are all the athletes there, there are all their parents there, usually their siblings as well, the officials. It's pandemonium, it's just chaos, and you know, I was very into sort of making quiet photographs, so it was always quite difficult to find a nice spot. But eventually I asked the caretaker of the swimming pool, and he took me around the building, and we found a couple of nice spots, but then he took me into the changing rooms of the sauna, and then when we walked in there, it was just, you know, it was as if it was just made for a photograph. The beautiful coloured tiles, a big window with frosted glass which was letting in this beautiful soft light. You know, I still had about half an hour before Rosie came in because she was still competing. But I was sort of really excited about the prospect of making this shot, but also slightly nervous, thinking if I can't make a fantastic photograph here, then, you know, I might as well give up. So anyway, eventually I sort of set my camera up and that, and eventually she came in. An added nice thing was that she'd just won my personal best, so she was pretty excited, and I think that helps with the sort of self-assured look that she's got in the image as well. All those elements were there, the scarlet cap as well, that just went beautifully against the tiles. She actually fell into that pose just when I was changing the slide film over. She just relaxed into that pose, and I said, just hold it there. And the good thing about Rosie is that, she didn't just freeze and go rigid and look like a scared rabbit. She just completely relaxed into the pose, and I managed to get the shot. The project is called Personal Best because I wanted it to reflect their own personal achievement rather than it being about the success of winning medals or the podium or what have you. I mean, it had started as On Track to 2012. That's how the project started. It was about people aspiring to greatness sort of thing, and success. And I realised quite quickly into the project that success meant different things, many different things, and people could still be successful even if they didn't continue with their sport. Sport still played a part in their life, but success wasn't reliant on getting to the Olympic Games or to end up winning a medal. Yeah, I think it reflects more about their personal achievements as human beings, really.
Proud and also a bit nervous to see what people think of them.